Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk about Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition, and I want to ask the question and then give my answer to it, and then I'd love to hear your answer. What happens when Dungeons & Dragons when Dungeons & Dragons canon, when the core of the game, the current edition or the next edition, right, either 5th edition or 6th edition, is firmly in the hands of people who do not love it and do not understand it, right? So you would think this is speculation, but I don't think it's speculation, and the reason why is I think we have our answer right now. And so what is that answer? It's really quite fascinating, I think. So what is the answer to the question? Well, we have it through Star Trek Discovery. So Star Trek Discovery right now, and I'm watching this thing, I'm witnessing it is the best way to say it. It horrifies me. So basically, Star Trek Discovery is exactly what I said. Star Trek Discovery, in my opinion, the people who wrote it and designed it do not love and do not understand Star Trek. And the reason why is it is it is an abandonment of every single thing Gene Roddenberry ever believed, right? His core principles, not everything he believed, but his core principles. So Gene Roddenberry set it up and said Starfleet is a hope of humanity in the future. In the future, we will move past our petty bickering. We will move past our politics. We will move past money. We will have a hopeful, beneficial human future where humans get along and they spend their time and energy and money and passion, not money, their passion exploring, right? It's incredibly hopeful, right? Star Trek Discovery says, literally in the first 3 episodes, they're like, hey, Starfleet is now a bunch of warmongers who use conscription and you do eugenics manipulation, right? Now, clearly, anybody who would say Star Trek is now, in the main canon show, Star Trek Discovery, Starfleet is warmongers who use conscription and do eugenics manipulation, clearly do not give 2 rats what Gene Roddenberry ever thought, or ever, they don't care for his legacy whatsoever, right? So not only do they not love Star Trek, they don't understand it, because Star Trek, in my opinion, is clearly Gene Roddenberry's vision. That's the issue, right? So, and you could see this in Star Trek Discovery because they do a mirror episode in season 1 in like episode 9 or 10, right? They go into the mirror universe and they're like, we're now in a cruel, anarchic world. I'm like, are you out of your mind? What are you writing, right? You started the show saying Starfleet is warmongers who do conscription and eugenics manipulation. We were in a cruel, anarchic world the moment you started the show, right? So when you go mirror universe to the show you had already created, Star Trek Discovery, you should be actually in Gene Roddenberry's vision. Because the mirror universe of what you created with Star Trek Discovery is literally Gene Roddenberry's Star Trek. Right? So they don't love it or understand it. So what do we learn, right? So we learn something incredibly important. What's the most important thing we learn about the future of Dungeons & Dragons in the hands of people who neither love Dungeons & Dragons nor understand Dungeons & Dragons? And by the way, I don't think it's there yet. I think Mike Merle absolutely loves Dungeons & Dragons and absolutely understands Dungeons & Dragons, right? So, but I think we're heading fast to a future where people who do not love and do not understand Dungeons & Dragons will be in control of the canon, right? So what's the most important thing we learn? Well, every grognard out there wants to tell you, oh, if you don't listen to me as a grognard, Dungeons & Dragons will end, no one will buy it, and it will be gone, and it will die. They are wrong, and we have learned that, and Star Trek Discovery full-on proves that an intellectual property that is 40 or 50 years old, that has fully abandoned the beliefs of its founding, of its founders, will absolutely survive today, and it will have a market. The market will be very strange and very different, but it will not end. It will not end. So when Dungeons & Dragons is handed over to people who do not love it and do not understand it, don't think for 1 second Dungeons & Dragons will be gone. It'll still be there. And guess what? The day it's there, right, and they release the next edition or books in this current edition, I'll be buying them. I will never abandon Dungeons & Dragons. I will witness it until I die, right? Because it's just the way it is. So I just wanted, I think it's, there is no brighter beacon of what Dungeons & Dragons' future is than Star Trek Discovery. I think it's Star Trek is 8 years ahead of D&D, and everything that's happening with Star Trek will happen with D&D unless the remnant prevails. That's a different video. All right. Thanks for letting me share these thoughts with you today. Have a wonderful millennium. Please consider liking and subscribing.